Hey everybody, it's Rykard here, back again with another black and white Pokemon analysis. Today we're going to be looking at the second karate Pokemon in the game, known as Dageki. So let's take a look. So much like its counterpart, Nageki, Dageki is a pure fighting type with similar abilities. The different ability is that Dageki gets sturdy as opposed to guts. And as I said before in a previous video, Sturdy got a quote-unquote boost this generation, meaning that it works as a focus sash to any attack, meaning that you cannot be one-hit KO'd by any move, as opposed to in the previous generations when it was only one-hit KO moves that would be prevented by Sturdy. So what it does is you will always survive with 1 HP if you have full HP when you're hit by an attack. As for its next ability, it's Inner Focus, which prevents flinching, and then its Dream World ability is Mold Breaker, which prevents other Pokemon's abilities from having an effect in battle, such as Levitate, which would prevent ground moves from working. But if Mold Breaker is active, then Levitate no longer applies, so you can't hit that Pokemon with ground moves. As for the stats, it's actually quite different from Nageki. It has 75 HP and 75 defense and 75 special defense, meaning it's alright in the defensive area, but its main focus, I believe, is its high attack power and decent speed. So with 125 attack, you will be doing a lot of damage with this Pokemon, and it learns a lot of different physical fighting moves, so you can pretty much take your pick on which one you want to use, because there are a ton to utilize with this Pokemon. As for its special attack, it's not nearly as good as its physical attack, obviously, so you don't need to worry about that stat. And with 85 speed, you are decently fast, but you don't have the same speed that would be required to potentially sweep teams with your high attack power. But there is a set that I will show you in a couple minutes that will kind of remedy this and allow this Pokemon to utilize its high attack and speed with great prowess. So let's take a look at the first set. So this first one is pretty much a basic attacking set. You give him a Jolly Nature to increase his speed, but decrease his special attack. And you use the ability Sturdy to make sure that you will always at least survive one hit, allowing you to counterattack with your high attack power. You give 4 EVs for HP just cuz, and then 252 EVs for attack and 252 EVs for speed to max out your speed and your attack. As for its item, since you are utilizing Sturdy, there wouldn't be a point in using a life orb, because if you get hit, you would just kill yourself when you attack. So I figured Expert Belt would be the best idea for this Pokemon, because it does get a few different attacking moves that can cover a bunch of types, and Expert Belt would allow you to have even more damage done to the moves that would be super effective against your opponent. As for the moves, there is this new move that the set will utilize known as Level Ground, and basically it is a 60 base power ground move that lowers your opponent's speed when it hits. And what's great about this is that 2 level grounds is equal, or has greater power than 1 earthquake, and since you have max speed, after 1 level ground, chances are you will be faster than whatever you used it against. So you can use it again freely and be able to rack up even more damage on your opponent, or switch to one of your other moves, which could be Close Combat, which is obviously the very famous fighting type move that all fighting types essentially could utilize. It has incredibly high power, but the only drawback is that it lowers your defenses 1 stage each time you use it. But luckily you have Sturdy, so that you can't be one-hit KO'd if you use Close Combat a bunch of times and have really low defenses because of that. The next move is obviously going to be Stone Edge because it's just a really powerful rock move. And then also in this set, you could try and utilize Bulk Up to increase your attack power and defense by 1 stage each, making you a little bit more defensive, but making your attack really, really high. So you can do even more damage and stuff like that with this move. Now for the second set, it's meant to be a lead that will utilize its ability Sturdy to its greatest effectiveness. The nature and EVs are all the same as in the first one, to give you really high attack and really high speed. As for the item though, instead of Expert Belt, you're going to have a Sawk Berry, which will increase your speed when you are hit below 25 health. And since you have the Sturdy ability, you will always survive with at least 1 HP when you're hit by something starting at full health. And since you're a lead, obviously you're going to be at full health, unless your opponent is a Hippowdon or a Tyranitar or a Abomasnow that will cause you to break your Sturdy, I guess is what I would call it, and then therefore you can be KO'd by whatever comes in because of the damage you'll take from Sandstorm and Hail. But when the Sawk Berry is finally activated, you now have a 200 base power reversal to use at your disposal with really high speed, because hopefully you will be hit down to the 1 HP that Sturdy will provide. So now you're a really, really fast fighting Pokemon with a stab reversal at 200 power that can deal tons of damage to whatever the heck your opponent switches in. And obviously Stone Edge is a nice move to have as well, just to be able to do damage to whatever reversal can't hit super effectively or neutral. As for counter though, that is actually meant to be used with the Sturdy ability as well, because what it does is it obviously deals damage back at the opponent equal to, I think, 1.5 times the damage they did to you. So with over 200 HP, using counter on a physical move that will hit you down to your Sturdy will essentially take out anything that did the damage to you. So that's an excellent move to have as a lead, because you can essentially just completely take out your opponent's lead in one move. And as for the other option, Taunt can be utilized in order to prevent the lead from setting up Stealth Rocks or Spikes or whatever the heck it wants to do. So you get a really cool and unique lead with Dageki and this set that can essentially set up just by being hit down to your Sturdy ability, and you have a really high powered fighting move and a rock move to use at your disposal effectively. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for this Pokemon. As you can see, it is a more attack based Pokemon than its counterpart Dageki, and it can be utilized fairly well with these two sets. So I hope you enjoy this video and that you let me know what you think of this Pokemon. So I guess I will see you guys later. Bye.